I'm JDE, your experienced cultured artist from Southside Jamaica, Queens to Atlanta, Georgia. I've done it all, from tours and videos to building successful businesses. Oh, hold on. Let me grab my coffee. Be right back. Okay. I'm here to bring you honest and unfiltered opinions on all things dance, one of the only art forms you can understand without words. So, whether you're a dance fanatic or just looking for quality entertainment, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and get ready to be educated and entertained. Hello. I know y'all excited for this one. Happy Sunday. It is June 9th. Welcome back to my channel where I, your experienced cultured artist, will be delivering, well, I don't know if I can say that today, guys. I'm talking about myself. I'm giving unfiltered and honest opinions on all things JDE. Okay, so last week we talked about Michael Jackson. Y'all know I was in the fields. I do have my tissue in the back. I might move it a little closer. I gotta see. But the emotion, just in all the respect that we have for Michael, the artist, the legend, the icon, he will continue to live forever because of people like me. So this week we're talking about JDE. It's a thing, this, right? Like, that's how I want people to feel when they hear JDE's dance experience, or even the cultured artist. Anything that has to do with me and dance and performing arts. That's how I'm coming. I didn't forget my spoon this week. I got my sugar. I'm ready to roll. So some things that you guys might not know about the studio. Everybody has to start somewhere, right? My mom and dad are the best. They allowed me and my crazy idea of starting dance classes to happen in their basement. Georgia is great. When I moved here, it was great. Everybody, coming from New York, people waving to you in the supermarket. I'm like, weird, you don't know me. But then I got used to it. Such Southern hospitality here. Love it here. But I couldn't find any dance classes. Like, I expected to go into any after school programs or schools with children and see dance programs. That wasn't happening. So I talked to my mom about it, and she allowed me to go ahead and start the classes in the basement after talking to my dad. That was great, but I started to grow quickly. This is because I had a job at the Boys and Girls Club. I was a part-time, I think at the time I delivered snacks. So I was just to come in, get all the snacks, keep up with what we had, what we didn't have, make orders for what we needed, make sure that when all the kids got in after school, their snacks were in their room already, counted out, their counselor didn't have to do anything. So did that, right? Then the executive director at the time, and I'm talking about the Barksdale Boys and Girls Club, Mr. Early Saldano, I came to him, I said, hey, thanks so much for this job. Really appreciate it. Gotta work, right? The bills are due. However, there's no dance program here. It's a little bit of a situation. So I offered to start a dance program. And like the wonderful executive director he was, he said, okay. He didn't have to do anything as long as I was moving those tables and chairs back when I was done, and there was no cussing in the music. Everything was appropriate. The girls weren't half dressed. Sure. So I started with 2 students. Once I made it official at the Boys and Girls Club, I had 2 students. The 2 students went to 10 to 16 to 26 to 36 to 50 to 80. My first show, I had 96 Boys and Girls Club students performing in the gym. from the elementary school students up to the high school, and they've never seen that before. Awesome! I've made so much family from there, and so many of these kids, I've now gone to their college celebrations. We have forever relationships, and these kids followed me from the Boys and Girls Club. And before I move on from that, I had another executive director before I left. We were practicing with shadows. That's where I'm from in New York. We practice in the park. Okay, so at the Boys and Girls Club, we had a regular room. As I mentioned, we moved tables and chairs, and every time we were done, we had to put them back. My exec after Mr. Early, which they were really close friends, Mr. T, he worked in the teen center part of the building. And of course, I traveled over there. I made my way because, everybody need me. I got to get my experience through all the children. So I went over to that side. And before I left, Mr. T one day had decided after a rain shower destroyed the club, we got a construction job done. It was beautiful. It's still beautiful today. I walked into what was my after school room where we did homework, and there were mirrors up and a ballet bar across the whole wall. I'm not a person that get lost for words, but I was so touched. Givers really receive, and I don't really have a problem with that. I'm very blessed and I love my life. But to have somebody see how much I was pouring into those kids with nothing, and to just go get $60 panels, put them up, and then put a ballet bar on the wall. Oh my God, rest in peace, Mr. T. I will never forget that. You are awesome. And I hope you can hear me. Okay. From there, I got my first commercial space. The Boys and Girls Club was great, but a lot of things happened where I was uncomfortable just doing what I do all the time. I went from program director doing homework, the snacks. I drove the van. I taught in the computer lab, the gym, all the things. It was time to go. When things start happening to you guys over and over, even though every day you wake up, you're sticking to your schedule, you're being the great person that you are, you're only being good and doing good, and things just keep happening. Like nothing seems to work no matter what. You just feel down in that space. It's time to go. It's time to leave. I don't care if you don't know where you're going. That's not your job. Pray about it. So after that, I got my first commercial space in a shopping plaza with Dollar Tree and Big Lots. But at the time, I didn't know how big of a deal that was. But when you buying property, you need to pay attention to stuff like that. What's around here that's already established that can cut down my footwork? I'm dropping gems. I hope y'all picking them up. That was a big deal. I was the first in the family to own a business as far as we know. I got to do that tree. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on, because I know this bloodline is serious. Just what I know of where I come from, that's why I am who I am, and that's why I am the way that I am. So I'm excited for the tree. Don't do me. I like my tree. So commercial space was amazing. I had to make the decision to do something different. What was missing, and yes, my cards and my research, because what was missing was these dancers, whether they were beginner or experienced, were coming in, and I didn't feel like they were getting the full package. So as I mentioned from episode number 1, to be a dancer with a period, you must train in all styles. Ballet, tap, African, jazz, hip-hop, bare minimum. Ballet, tap, jazz. African is very important because it helps you with hip-hop. So those 4, ballet, tap, jazz, African, bare minimum. To say you're a dancer, you need to be trained in those genres for at least 3 to 5 years. I'm only saying 3 if you have some experience already, because don't do that. Don't do that. It's not that easy. I decided that every dancer that registered with me, whether 3 years old or they're not telling they age years old, they have to take ballet, tap, African jazz hip hop. We had tumbling, we had point, we had something called the industry experience where dancers that wanted to be in the industry, I did that for a long time. I actually know what it means to step into a room and have to audition and there's 50 other girls in the room and then that's not the only one. You have to audition again and again and again. You need to study your artists, know the looks and the dancers that were prior. How did those dancers looks that were casted? You have to pay attention to all these things. So we had that program going on. We had Mommy and Me. I don't want to forget anything. We had parent classes. We did competitions. And then I started doing productions because you ever was like working really hard, doing something. You've been doing it for a long time. You're really good at it. No shade. But you don't feel like you're growing. I felt stagnant. So productions was something that it kind of lit a fire again. So I'm like, okay, God, I'm starting to get excited. So we put on a production of Hamilton. Actually the first production we did was The Wiz, and that's what let me know like, hey, I might have something here, but I didn't stick to it. And you know how God spin the block until you open the door again. But I knocked lighter that time, you see. So that was that. COVID came and lots happened with that. But I remained good and I did good. And I had so many friends and parents turned angels that helped me because we had to move. We went to 2390 Wall Street and I kept the productions going. That year, it was 2022 and we decided to do Hamilton. Guys, I don't know I do know. God said to do it. And I kept seeing signs and things and different. And as soon as I committed, when I tell you that the kids and the parents all committed to that show, I had parents literally that stayed from 9 o'clock when I opened in the morning until 4 because they were invested. We making props, building things, organizing costumes, making backstage things, passes for these shows were productions for real. So that was my first 2022 to 2023. We decided after Hamilton we would do Annie. Unfortunately, in the middle of the Hamilton production is when we had to move to 2390. And we only had 7 days. I don't know if any of you have been to court before, but these things, they take long to start, but they happen real quick after that. We were fine. We didn't do anything wrong. Everything was great. We moved. Renovations came in and did all of our demo and construction before basically any payment. I believe they received a very small deposit. But everything was done. I felt very lonely during that time, but I was never alone, right? Because there were nights I was there by myself until 2 o'clock in the morning painting. I need things to look a certain way. My brand means a lot to me. I invested in it for years. Since I was a child, I trained a certain way to be a certain dancer. Then I trained a certain way to be a certain teacher. Then I taught a certain way to leave a certain legacy. So I felt lonely, but I was never alone. That's for, my people in the back that need some, don't quit, keep it moving. So 1 year later, unfortunately, we had to end our season. Annie was our last production because obedience. So the first thing I felt, hey, I want you to do productions. That's going to do something for you. The second thing was, hey, I think it's time for you to close these doors. You've been in this dance studio box for a very long time. I have some other people that need you. Remember when you used to be at the Boys and Girls Club and you felt like a teacher? Remember, you liked that. No, you didn't go to school to be an educator, but you have a college degree. Use it. Obedience. 2023, 2024, I joined a private school. I became a teacher and performing arts director. I still got to do what I love. In the school that I joined, they were doing Annie that year. Everything was done already. Hey, you need the scripts, the costumes, the stage direction, the lighting, the music. I got it. I got hired, and based off my performance just with the performing arts, hey, would you like to instruct upstairs? I know you have a degree and it's elementary school reading, math, and history. Again, I love myself. I love my brand. Anything that I do, 110%. Let me try it for 2 weeks. If I enjoy it, I'll keep it. I'll be back next year. The kids in my DMs asking me what I'm doing over the summer. Crazy. JDE was and is something that will always be near and dear to my heart. Any business owner knows you're always going to give more than you receive. But I've had businesses like Renovations and the Sketching Pad, who does all that beautiful art on my windows and inside, all the bricks, These people become forever friends. Don't ever fold when things get dark, when you feel lonely. You're not. And you'll realize what I mean by that. It's spiritual. You're not ever alone. Don't ever doubt yourself or your ideas, and don't sit on them. Yes, you can ponder, but it was given to you. So you need to move on it. And if it doesn't work, good. Moving on to the next thing. You just save time. Pondering takes too much time. Planning too long, it wastes too much time. Time is important. You can never get that back. Putting all the dancers through all of that training, that was a gift to you. And I hope that you know that. It was a sacrifice to offer ballet, tap, African jazz, hip hop, tumbling, point for $50. It started at $35 a week for all those classes. And it moved to $50 just to make sure I'm able to keep the Wi-Fi on for my kids. Because I've never done this for money, and I will never. I just want to be comfortable. What makes me rich is turning caterpillar to butterfly. Seeing a kid with 2 left feet become a tour dancer. That's the payment that no check would ever amount to. To all my parents, I hope that my business services were pleasurable to you. I hope that you could see at 1820 and 2390, we never ran out of tissue, never ran out of hand soap. When you walked in, it smelled like air-wick, fresh linen, and bleach. We took out the trash twice a day when we had classes. We mopped every time before we left. Each time we had lunch breaks, the cafeteria got clean, the bathrooms, we had schedules. We had a parent lounge. We gave free coffee and snacks, and we really did a thing. And that was in a leased space. I'm an owner. God wants me to own. And so I closed because I know now JDE is bigger. So much bigger than I ever thought. In my future, I need a block. I need to own a block. These theaters not done right. Let's fix that. After school programs, haven't seen one that I'm really impressed with in this area. Let's fix that. Salon, I've always been good at doing hair. Don't do me, I'm not doing anybody's hair, but to have a salon that is upscale, that services celebrities only, and then my celebrities, because my students are celebrities. So I would like to just close up shop and just service my dancers for whatever they have coming up. After school program, not only do I want to invest in your core performing arts talents, but I want to invest in you as a person, your time management skills, your cleanliness as a person. Do you know really how to take care of yourself? Cooking and cleaning, home ec and things like that need to be brought back. Typing, handwriting, people really need to know how to organize their lives. We have AI and all this stuff that can write you a little resume. Sure, let's use all those things to build up the best person you can be. Figure out what you want to do. It might not be dance. Let's figure out how you can make money off of that. I know now that so many people need me. I know now that I connect with babies who are 3 and teens who are 15, and then my young adults who are 21. I'm an owner, and the word that sticks with me is obedience. I closed the studio to be obedient. I need to listen so that I can get back to work. To all of my parents, you know who you are. I will never forget you. I'm not about to cry, so I'm not going to say too much. I cried a lot last week. There were things done for me that I could never say thank you with words. From fundraising to giving U-Hauls and moving and then moving again, coming over, just the phone calls, the texts, the checking on me, the Google reviews to fix things that were done to me that just should not have. During COVID, we gave away $100 a day so people could take Zoom classes online. That wasn't so you guys could take classes online, no shade. It was to help the dancers, my fellow community. And when it came time for me to need help, all of my parents rallied and I was able to survive through COVID. Big businesses closed. A lot of J.C. Penney's and Macy's and big, y'all know they closed. I did not. I'm doing this because it is in me. The way that I do it is in me. And it is coming back better than you have ever seen it. I will not forget all of you loving and supportive people. I love you so much. And I will show you how much that meant to me. To my studio owners, believe in yourself. Always 110. Don't ever do this for the money. Ever. I need a block. I'm working on that now. But in the meantime, episode 10, Aaliyah versus Britney. It's no shame. So y'all don't be getting shady with your thoughts, and it's not even giving none of that. Tune in because y'all know I'm coming with the goods. See ya.